Okay, so I'm going to try and put together a bit of a video series of how I've put this song together. Start with the first riff. So the first riff was written, as you can see on this timestamp here, the 30th of October 2018, so day before Halloween. And it was 11:30 in the morning, and it was just me probably playing around on the bass. Just fix that up. Playing around on the bass, and that's what it sounds like. So yeah, so just a bit of a riff there. I thought it was good enough to record at the time. This here is just me playing around with some stuff, and then there's another riff here which is also pretty decent. There you go. So two riffs that I came up with last year, end of October, and they pretty much sat there and did nothing for quite some time. If I look at all the backups of the of my Reaper project, I'll just sort them by date. So you can see these are some of the first ones on the 30th of October. And then I don't touch it again until the 27th of April, which is almost 6 months later. So yeah, and at the time I just called the song X. I had no idea what I was going to call it. Just to walk you through the template a bit, you can see here there's quite an extent. This is my composition tablet. This is what I use to compose songs. It's all very lo-fi. There's no send and returns, there's no effects, no reverbs, nothing like that. It's just about trying to get the song down just enough to say, yep, that's the skeleton of the song, now I know what I'm going to do next with it. So you can see here, if I start from the beginning, so I've got would be my tempo map, which is what I use to export the tempo map when I've got one. There's also, with Reaper, there's a way to do a click track. That's basically, you come along here, you insert a click source, and you can see here it's just a dynamically created of the metronome. That's all it is. So that's what I use there. Sometimes I use it. Then here I've got an analyzer. So just making sure I've actually got, so I've got nothing set up to go to the analyzer yet. This is an example of one of my send and returns. So if I unmute it, it should be ready to go. Now I can see over here what else? Yeah, so that's the analyzer. I sometimes use pink noise generators. I haven't used them for a long time, but when I first started, I used pink noise to provide a guide of what levels to mix at. These days I do a lot of it using a LUFS, which is this Loudness utility within Reaper. So what I can do with this is I can take an item. So in here I'll just select this one, then I come back here and I say analyze, and it tells me that this item is at -23 LUFS. And I normally try and do all my source, my DIs, anything recorded at -23 LUFS, just so I have a standard of what all my input levels are coming in at. And I also, can check if it's too hot or not. But you can see this is what a -23 LUFS sound form looks like, and you can see plenty of headroom there. So yeah, generators not used as much these days. If I do have a reference of a song that I want to like use as an idea or a template, that's what this is here. This one I don't use anymore. I've actually removed it out of my template. There's nothing on my master bus. There's nothing on my mix bus. You'll see these are folders. They are hierarchical. You can see here this is how Reaper does its buses basically. Everything appears in folders and you can collapse them. So yeah, so you can see my buses. I've got a drum bus, a bass bus, rhythm and lead, piano, a couple of synths. These days I actually include a parent synth as well. So this is a bit of an old one from last year. Sound effects, and then I have some vocal stuff, so clean, dirty, whisper and backing vocals. So yeah, that's my composition template. You can see that I'm not doing drums yet, and I'll get to that later. And even these bass buses and stuff, I've put them on. I don't normally use them until much later, but this is just kind of getting an idea of what it sounds like. So yeah, that's the first part. Thanks a lot.